Hey team, I'm really excited for today and tomorrow, getting in and checking out these final compositions for session 3 that were due last night, Sunday. So if you haven't posted those, please post them ASAP. That way I can make sure to leave you a round of comments and suggestions and just continual ways to grow. Also, really important, check your emails for a message that begins with, if you are receiving this message. And each of you should have gotten one of those. If you didn't, let me know. But that message details sort of where you're at in the course in terms of progress, not considering word count and source count, but just looking at, have you completed all of the plans, all of the conferences, all of the revisions, all the replies. And I want to point out, just for everyone, just to make sure that I'm communicating very clearly across the board, I'm trying this quarter to be really flexible with everyone's lives and different things that come up, realities that we face. So just to make room for you to catch up if you need to, or, acquire the grade that you'd like to earn. So there is a deadline this week, a normal deadline for our session where you'll submit reply number 1, and that's Tuesday. And along with that, and this is in the grid in that actual discussion board for session 3, it says last day to complete missing replies, write extras if needed. So if you have missing replies from session 1 or session 2, the way that you can acquire green or complete for those missing sessions is to complete them as extra on Tuesday night. Not on Tuesday night, but due by Tuesday night. So get in there with me today and tomorrow and really review other people's work. And just remember, for all of you, whether you're just doing what's required of session 3 or doing those extras, that writing to other people and putting into words what makes their composition strong in specific ways, and also what they might consider exploring as possible improvements or developments for their piece of writing. But the act of saying those things is a way of developing your own internal critic, the voice that you can use for your own compositions. And that's like a muscle. You probably hear that a lot in learning spaces, but if you exercise that muscle by kind of looking at other people's work, then you can apply that to your own. So I really want you to pay attention to that. Also, like usual, the session 3 revision 1 is due Thursday, but I forgot I was going to make a little adjustment there that says, optional. Thursday is a holiday. I'm fine if the revision update doesn't show up until Sunday, which means that it would be bundled with reply number 2. I'm just going to make that like a loose deadline. Somewhere between Tuesday and Sunday, you'll get that first revision update done, but then for sure have it done by Sunday along with reply number 2. And then just a little sneak peek. For next week, revision number 2 update will be due on Tuesday the 29th, and you'll see again in the grid, the little calendar on that discussion board, that there's a yellow highlight that says last day to complete missing revisions. So once again, if you're someone who something came up or you just misunderstood the instructions and overlooked the fact that you need to write an actual update and describe your revisions in detail, then there's an opportunity for you to acquire that green, that complete for that aspect of the course. And for revisions, it's a little trickier to do the makeup work. That's why it says go here for instructions. And then once you guys do, there are details there. There's a video from me there to kind of try to make that more personal, easy to follow along with. But check those things out. Check out your emails from me. Check out that grid, if you have anything you need to be doing that's extra or makeup. Otherwise, just keep your eye on our normal routine. We are now in session, like our normal routine for session 3. So we're doing reply, revise, reply, revise, reply, revise. And that third revision is the end of our course. And then in finals week, there's a final impression thing to that I'm putting together right now, a final reflection that you will complete, and a accounting for your own work. So you guys, there are no surprises. We're just continuing our writing habits and routines to the end. So be thinking about what else, besides just accomplishing these tasks, what else do you want to get out of the opportunity and the experience you have right now of being a part of Freelancers? We are not done yet, which means that if there's something where you're like, I know that I need to or want to grow in this, or I want to experiment with this in my writing, or I suspect that for my future career, for my future personal goals, for my future classes next quarter, I might need to know this or that. Now is the time to sort of present that in your process and ask your peers, like, hey, will you look at this in my writing? Or ask me, Amber, I feel like I haven't quite locked in on this. How, what can we do to make that happen? But you guys are in charge of that aspect of this. Like, set your own goals for the remaining week and a half, okay? And keep an eye on word count and sources, because while my emails to you noted, missing revisions, missing replies, missing conferences, different things like that, just little odds and ends, at the end of the day, the other thing that will impact your final grade is going to be, did you meet the word count requirements? Did you meet the source count requirements? And if you're just at a place where you can't get 3,000, you can't get 9, that's okay. If you go to your progress and comments document and you scroll to the bottom, there is a chart that gives you columns, like in order to earn an A or a B or a C, and it was in the syllabus, it's been in Canvas all along, but now is really the time to kind of check it out. And if you're like, I have competing priorities right now and I am fine earning a C, a B, or even for some of you, a D, you are in control. So check out those columns and see if you want to kind of adjust your goal setting for the last week or so. But real fast, speaking of skills that you might want to acquire as we wrap up this course, I did not require you guys to use the library databases, which is almost like when you're looking online and searching for sources and then you find something that looks really good and you try to get it and then it says, oh, you don't have a subscription, so you can't access this. It can be very thwarting to your process. Well, as the college, we pay for different subscriptions, like in large bundles. So for instance, you can access the Washington Post, and limitless articles, anything they've published, not like on your phone when it says you've used up. Even for the daily news, it says, you've read your max amount of articles for the month, now you need to pay. So as a student, you get access to those kinds of subscriptions. You also get access to scholarly research and databases. And it might be wise to, if you have a source or so left that you need to collect, it might be wise to spend the time digging in and learning about the library databases and just getting a first round of exposure to that resource. So I'm going to provide in the update below a link to that specifically and encourage you to pick up that skill. No pressure, not a requirement, but you decide. And then the other thing is MLA page formatting. So for some of you, you're going to be in classes that primarily require APA. If that's the case, don't worry about this. For others of you, you'll need MLA, but you're fine just doing that if asked of you. But if you really are like, no, I think I should pick up that skill right now. Yes, I'd like to access your resources. I will link to that below as well. Again, optional, but maybe it should be a part of your end of quarter goal setting. You guys decide. Just a few more announcements to wrap up. My conferences for tomorrow are full. I am available via email. I will be out of town Wednesday, so I'm off campus Wednesday, and obviously campus is closed Thursday and Friday. Next week, I'm really doing my best to clear my schedule so that I can just deal with anything that comes up, any last minute connections that you guys want to make, perhaps even some conferences. I can't commit to that yet because I'm still scoping it all out from my desk, but just know that that is my hope and intention, is to be available to you. And really, like, I just want to be able to sit at my computer and keep sweeping through your drafts and just making suggestions and being engaged in your work. So I think that's it. If you guys think of anything that I didn't cover in this video update or that isn't provided below, and it might benefit the whole class, of course, leave it as a comment below. Make it anonymous. It will default to that, but the reason is that everyone in my 101 sections is able to see it. And if it's personal regarding your specific progress or progress and comments document, send me an email. And have a great week, you guys. Honestly, you should be at the point now where you really are just like crossing T's, dotting I's. So try to enjoy the end of this process and really start thinking a little bit about, what have I learned? In what ways have I grown? What else can I learn? How else can I grow? Because, we're all on a spectrum here, but you have to decide and assess for yourself if you have some lingering need from this class or a benefit that you can take away from it, and try to get that. Try to mine like a miner, these last 2 weeks to really get that out of this experience. That's all. I'm done. You guys have an awesome holiday break and stay healthy. Bye.